This video is going to cover a brief tour of your Math 003 Canvas course page. Once you first log into Canvas on the first day of class, you need to click on your home button if you're not already there. This is what the home button is always going to be looking at. Then you need to go check your email inbox, your Canvas inbox email, for email messages from the instructor. You need to check this inbox every time you log into the course so that you'll get your information about the class. Once you have done that, then we're going to click on the announcements page. For the rest of this video, I'm going to use the instructor view. It has a few more things over on this side that yours does not, so you don't have to worry about anything that's over here. But you'll click on your announcements page. On the first day of class, you need to make sure that you go out here and click on the Welcome to the Math 003 Transition course. If you're in an online course, it'll be the same way whether you're online or seated class. This is a very lengthy email, so you may want to go ahead and print it out so that you'll be able to understand every step that you need to do on the first day of class to finish up the Canvas part and also get into the EdReady part. Once the class is actually started, these announcements will actually be posted at the top of the home page. They're not showing right yet, but they'll be posted right up above here, so you can also link them to that. Once you've read your announcements, then you need to go to your syllabus page. This is going to give you all the information about the course, instructor, if it's a class time, if it's an online class, it'll let you know about that, technical help desk, student support center, or student success center, the Eagles One Stop, and everything else that you're going to need to know for this class. If you'll go to the very bottom and click on this link, then a copy of your actual syllabus will open that you can print. I highly recommend that you print your syllabus. It has more information about the course than is on the home page. So you want to make sure that you actually go out and print it. Read all the policies, read about the grading, need to read about the tentative course schedule. I have 3 different schedules here. It's all based on which tier you're going to complete or how many tiers you're going to complete. So I highly recommend you print out a copy of this syllabus. Once you have closed out your syllabus and gotten back to the home page, you need to click on the modules page. This is where most of your work is going to be done, especially during the first day of the class. You've already done the Welcome to your Math 003 Transition Math course. You're currently watching this video. So what you want to do is you want to go out here and post the introductory form. You need to read the introductory form information, and even though you got maybe a long time to get the introductory form done, you need to do this on the first day of class so that you can go ahead and get started in the course. You will just click on reply. A box will open up for you to enter in your information. Just give me a few sentences about yourself, maybe what program you're in, maybe a few hobbies you may have. Just don't put anything too particular that you don't want the rest of the class to do. Once you do that, then click Post Reply. Make sure that you have read the posted reply from the instructor about the course. Once you have done that, then just click on the Next button and you go to the next step on the page. Here again is your syllabus. It's the same syllabus that was on the syllabus button, so if you've already printed it, you just need to click Next and go to the next item in your list. Then you need to determine your tiers for the Math 003 course. There'll be a short video for you to watch on that. What you also need to do is you need to click on the How to Use the Math 003 Transition course file. Let it open up. Then, as you did with your syllabus, you need to print a copy of this How to Use the Math 003 Transition course. This will help you to understand how the course is kind of set up once you actually get logged into EdReady. It'll also have the tiers and the units that are covered under each tier. Everyone in this class has to complete at least Tier 1. So you will all be completing at least the first 8 units of the material in the course. Some of you may need to complete Tier 2 also, and some may need to complete Tier 3. We'll let you know first week of class which tiers you need to complete also. Once you watch the video and printed out the How to Use the Math 003 Transition course file, you'll click on Next. This will bring you to the Getting Started quiz. Now, you must complete the introductory forum before we can advance and take this syllabus quiz. So if you're following everything in order, which you should have to because I've got the prerequisites set up that each step is a prerequisite for the next one, you can take this quiz multiple times, but you must make 100 in order to proceed. So once you're in there, you will click on your button may say something different than preview, but you will click on the preview button or whatever button is down at the bottom. and it would open up your quiz to take. There are 10 questions in each one of the quizzes. They may be a little bit different if you go into a different time. Once you have completed a quiz, down at the bottom there should be something to save it or submit quiz. Once you've submitted the quiz, it will grade it. Then you will know if you've got the 100%. If you didn't get 100%, click back on the step 5 again and take the quiz until you get 100%. Once you've completed the quiz, then you can get out of this particular item, and you will see that you have now completed all the getting started items in the module. You must complete these in order, as I said before, and once you have completed all these steps, then your course resources items will become available. You will need to find out where all your math assignments for the class are, so you just click on this link, and it will tell you that all your assignments are in the EdReady software. You must complete all the steps in the Getting Started button before you can access the Course Resources button. All these items will not become available until you've actually done this. So once you've read that statement, then click on your Next button. Here's another video on how to navigate in EdReady. There's a process of completing a tier file here. You need to click on this link. It's a handout, and print it out just like you've done with the syllabus and the other items. It will help you as you walk through the screens in the video. It may be for a different tier than tier 1, but they all work the same. So just follow the instructions noted on the screen and in the handout, and you'll be just fine. One of the first items you're going to need to do before you can actually start in the EdReady software for a tier is to take a diagnostic test. You'll be able to use this formula sheet as you take the diagnostic test in the study plan to begin each tier. So make sure you click on this, and it will open up the same way that your syllabus did. So print you out a copy of this formula sheet. And if you're in a city class, your instructor will give you one. If you're in an online class, this will be the formula sheet that you need to use. Once you have done this, then you just click on your Next button to go to the next item in the list on this particular one. This is the Tier 1 Unique Topics list. Use this as a checklist of the unique topics required in your Tier 1 in EdReady. And once you get Tier 1 done and are ready to do Tier 2 and Tier 3, I will send you a copy of these things. So just click on this link to open it up, and you will see that all these are the different units that you will need to complete and pass in the Tier 1. Like there were 8 units in the Tier 1, there's 8 different topics, and then these are the individual little parts of every topic. So as you complete a topic and complete a unit in EdReady, you can mark the list off or check it off once you've done it. So if you keep this list handy as you're working through the material, you'll know where you need to be at. Once you printed out this topics list, then you go to your Next button. And this is where we actually link into the EdReady NROC. Now your screens may look a little different than mine on this video once you first log in. So you just click on this link and it will automatically redirect you to your NROC course. Make sure you have watched the video tour of NROC EdReady. That is the second item in the Working in EdReady module. After you've done all these steps, every other time that you need to log in the Canvas course to actually go to the class to work in your NROC, you just automatically click on this link again, and it will redirect you into your NROC course. The last thing that's in this module is the NROC EdReady Help Center. So if you ever have problems working in NROC EdReady software, you need to click on this link and go out to the NROC Project Help Center and send them a help desk link. The Stanley Community College help desk isn't able to help you with the NROC EdReady technical issues. But if you follow all the steps that are in the video and in this video and in the handouts, you shouldn't have any problem logging into NROC. Once you've completed all the steps in both of your Getting Started and into your course resources, you should be ready to start the course. Again, as you have any questions about the Canvas course or the NROC course, once you actually get started into it, send a Canvas email into your inbox to your instructor so that we can get you started. All these things on the first Getting Started needs to be done the first day of the class. And the city class will walk you through all this stuff. In your online class, you need to take the time to do all these steps so that you can actually get logged into the NROC EdReady on the first day of class. Good luck in the course.